Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Club. My name is Darren Hancock. I'm your host today. We are on December the 13th, 2023. Only 12 more days till Christmas. Yes, 12 more days. Hope your shopping's done. We're in a little NASDAQ trade here. Consolidation. Breakout above a consolidation, get back to the old highs here, and then go long. Courtesy of our friend Michael and Derek, I don't have any data that supports anything back here, but there is a 4-hour fair value gap above us at 16,760 something. Look for that on your charts. My charts don't go back that far. As you can see, that's it. I have nothing back there. So I have to talk to TradingView about that. But I'm looking for this to kind of hold price here. Might even come back. I don't want it to touch these highs again. We come all the way back in here now. I'm going to close it out. See if I can get a couple of bucks out of that and wait for it to probably come back into this consolidation again. Unless it's going to run these lows out. And we're coming up for 7:30, so if you run these lows, I'll go long here again. Back into this breaker here. Look for 50% of this consolidation before the impulse leg. If we do come down and swing below this, this could be just a run on stops before taking this higher. Let's look at ThetaWaveTrader. Alright, we are live. We have 2 people watching already. Okay. So there's the midpoint of that. That for me is a long right there, but we've still got another 22 minutes to go. So we'll see if we're going to run the lows before taking this higher. I'm going to go in long here. Stop loss is going to go down here. That is a heck of a turnabout on NASDAQ for sure. If we lose the 50%, yeah. Power of patience, people. There you go. Running the lows. Take that right before the open, and then turn around and shoot right back up again. Well, that's what I was hoping for. Ah, that's how you got the history. You went back on there. That makes sense. The March contract doesn't have prices back that far, of course. Ah, dummy. That's my dummy fault. I made a big dummy move there. You're absolutely right. That's what I totally missed. Totally missed that. I have to go back to the other chart, of course. Of course. So don't use the contract in March. You won't get what you need. So I'm gonna, I know, I'm chickening out here. I'm gonna go move my stop loss to break even. Alright, let's watch how this runs today. Sorry, I'm pretty quiet right now. I'm just kind of trying to stay focused on this chart. So let me just show you where this is. Let me just go down to one of these. And I'll go here and I'll just type in NQ. I'll make this a little bigger and turn this into a 4 hour. Do we have this available on 4 hour? Yeah, a daily. So if I come back over here into this candle, go 4 hour. You got this rejection block, that old high there. Breaking an old high here. Look at the midpoint of this breaker here, mean threshold, back in November 2021. And that rejection block as upside objectives. Well, I'm glad you figured that out, Derek. That's all I need, people in here. We've got some brains. So we're running for this high and look for this wick here for another high. 16,770, 16,768. That old high right there. So if we take this high out, look for that old high to get taken. Hopefully we're going to take that high out for today. Let me get all the way back here now. And let's get back to the contracts. The March contracts. This is a, I'm not going to call it a silver bullet, but it's definitely a fair value gap to come in and enter in on for additional. I was thinking about going in here for an additional pyramid. We break this high here. I move my stop loss up to the bottom here. I'm going to wait now till 10 o'clock. I'm thinking I'd like to see this come back and revisit here. Yeah, if we can get back into this breaker here, I'll take another long right here. Right off the top of this here. Morning, Lee. Well, I made back everything I kind of lost this week, and I'm up. I'm up this week for sure. I'm getting closer to the eval. If we get into here and break that high, that should put me up above. I should actually pass that prop firm and the one I was taking hits on in the other. Okay, here we go. I want to see it come right into here. My concern is that we would come through this and fill this gap and take one more run on these lows. What do you guys think of that possibility? If we want to see, this has to stay open, so I'd like to see it just come down and tag below that. inside this rejection block. I'd even say halfway through here is fine. If it comes into that thing, I'll take it. Which is pretty bad because you don't want to try and predict the lows, right? So now that we're in that, that's my demo. Live will get me here. If I get off at this one here, I'll take live along there off that breaker. And wait for a set up on the 30-second chart. Second chart still has a gap there. That's at the breaker now. So now go down to the 30-second chart. Look for a 5-second confirmation, he says. So we're right off the top of the regular trading hours gap. Are we coming back to fill it? Or are we just keying off the top of it? We're on the 5-second chart right now, looking for a confirmation for a turn. So this consolidation's all good, looking for an impulse leg. So if we break down, then take up, go through the top of it and come back to it here, that'll be our confirmation and entry. My feed is a few minutes behind. Doesn't say it's delayed. Okay, so here's the break above. I want to see a big impulse leg though. I don't want to see these little tiny things. So break down below. Now big impulse leg up. So that looks like a 1 minute again. We still got 9 more minutes. I still think we might take one more run below the low here. Into this gap. Before running higher. Mine's delayed? Are you saying my data is delayed? So we're still in that consolidation here. Six more minutes. Your YT chart is a few minutes. YouTube, oh yeah, YouTube is delayed. I'll put it on the Skype so you guys can see it more. Start call. I'll share my screen so you guys can see my screen in real time. Not that you're really staring at my screen, you probably have your own screens to look at. So I apologize to those of you who are on YouTube. There is a slight delay, a minute or two. It's a few minutes behind. That's a shame. Make sure that your bar, the red bar on the bottom, is pulled right up to the right, as far as it can go. Because sometimes that lags behind, so make sure that you are snug right up against the edge. So look at that little red bar on the bottom of your screen there. You'll touch it, you'll see a little red ball at the end. Make sure that's pulled as far to the right as it'll go. And that might get you a little closer to time. Yeah, you're only a few I'm looking at it right now. Yeah. Yeah, definitely delayed. Sorry about that. Nothing I can do about that. That's good old YouTube for you. So far no other trades are on. All my other accounts are flat and waiting. This demo account is still sitting. I'll allow that to get down to here. That's the regular trading hours gap. We've run the lows. Regular trading hours gap's almost full. We've swept the lows now to the top of the gap. Order block. I want to blow through here now. What I'd like to see is this get on top of this now. It's not a perfect fill by any stretch. We're still one handle short of a full fill, but I'm okay if that comes back down. Find support at this. Go back to the 5-second chart and look for a nice little swing. That's the leg we're looking for. The run down below the lows, right to the gap here. So if we do come down one more time and tag the bottom of that, I'm all right with that. But what I want to see now is some support here. If that doesn't matter, which we never really count out precision here, but if this does provide support now, look for an impulse leg up. We didn't break any highs here, so not a breaker, just a regular old plain order block. Unless that guy there broke it. Where's that one at? High 1250. 1250, so 1225. So I guess that one did on the grand scheme of things. Well, we are waiting for the grand opening. Here it is. 10 o'clock, take out that recent low. And we will go. It takes out that low at 957. We get reaction off of that. That would be the tiny little fill that you need for that one more lot to take that low out. Fill in that gap. Or do a turtle soup right below that low. That's just breaking the low. Turtle soup it up. Well, I have to admit that was Lori's idea. Lauriston. That's why I surround myself with genius people. Take the Henry Ford approach to life. Surround yourself with very strong, intelligent people. You got Lori. You guys are all really hot. Derek's stellar. This is Lori's idea about confirmation on a 5-second chart. So you just look for your, once you've got your area that you think it's going to clear off of, look for a setup in a 5-second chart that confirms fractally exactly what it is you're looking for, and go from there. Give that a thumbs up if you like Lori's 5-second rule. Oh, you brought it back into time. Okay, good. We get a big bull breakout above these highs. Oh, wait a few more minutes. This will be my second time trying to do a trade on the 5-second chart. So Lori, she'll let Lori guide this one. We have a consolidation here. We run above, come back down to the consolidation, and we're slowly creeping up. Went long at the lows. Lori went here. So that was his entry right there. So you broke above all these highs now. Come back, find some confirmation. There's a little fair value gap right here. Find support off this here. That's what we're looking for. Now let her buck. Welcome to the ride, my friends. Come on over, join right in. The show never ends. Six. Now go to the 15-second chart. After 10 o'clock, Michael said the 15-second chart, you'll find a silver bullet entry. 15 to 30 second. There's your 15-second after 10 o'clock. You'd have to put your stop loss below the gap. Looking for a 30-second chart entry. There isn't one here yet, so there won't be one on the 1 minute. Ah, look, there was a little tiny imbalance down there. All right, well, we'll see what happens here on the 30-second chart now. So if you guys can't get an entry here on the 30-second, propulsion candle. Just got tagged, but in my demo don't like the tree model much. It's high risk model, major liquidity sweep, impulse leg, not taking the highs and lows, accumulation, creation, liquidity. Entered on the 5-second chart. I see very good insight, learned a few other things. Few more minutes and we should have a silver bullet for you. You sent what you explained in the Breakfast Club. Stand by, let me have a look. Holy smokes, how many handles did you, or how many lots you put on that? No wonder you're passing your funded account. Holy smokes, Lori, that's awesome, man. I'm one hand at a time, I think one cookie at a time in the jar. I think you're going for the whole jar. Good for you, man. I love it. Lorson, I want to see you kill it, brother. I want to see you kill it. I guess I'm only still doing one handle, or sorry, one contract. Oh, you're trading micros. TGFX. Welcome. This is NASDAQ, actually, TG. We're trading the NASDAQ. This is a 30-second chart. There's our silver bullet entry. Those of you who are looking for a silver bullet on the 30-second chart, you just tagged it here. Look for this fair value gap here. And if we get through that, on top of that, look for support. Look for your order block up top here, midpoint. And if you clean that out, then we got our upside objective for the day, which was that 4-hour fair value gap ICT had mentioned, and Derek had pointed out for me earlier. And those of you who probably already knew this, but I didn't know it. When you go in your futures contract, we try to look back on for previous information, couldn't find it, for a higher time frame objective, and I had no idea how to find a higher time frame objective because it wouldn't go back that far. So we had to go back to the regular NQ futures without the contracts to go back in the data and see it. So that's why. Thank you, Derek, for that. And I like to share new learnings, even if it's new for me and not for you. I like to share that. I don't want to hide anything from you folks. So here's another potential entry point for that silver bullet. Also keep in mind, we're in this range here. We're over 50% of that range now. Which ICT strategy we're using for this? Consolidation, break above consolidation, return to consolidation, and leave. That was down on the 5-second chart too. See this consolidation? Break out above it, come back to it, find support, and leave. I got in early, so if you just turned up here, so Tahadin, if you just got in here, then that's what we're looking for on the lower. Wanted this gap, a regular trading hours gap to fill, consolidation, break above, impulse leg, come back, return to consolidation, and then leave. That's the 5-second chart. Just a confirmation that we were looking for a trade that ran the lows out at 10 o'clock, and it ran the lows. I hope that helps. Those of you who are new, I got in here as soon as I saw it come down into this fair value gap here. I took this long here before 10 o'clock. Should have waited. Then they was calling this, what if they run this out at 10 o'clock? And they did. And then so it's looking for another setup. We just wanted the confirmation that the gap was the low for the day. and then higher time frame objectives. So we want this plus another 100 handles, maybe more for the rest of the day. So for right now, the initial objective is right here. Read my bio, my friend. You'll see it at the top of the screen. I've been in the original, I was one of the original ICT members back in 2016. I was part of the original 800. It's like the 500, hey? The 500. And that doesn't make me great, by the way. So the amount of time I've put in, thousands of hours, doesn't make me a great trader by any stretch. So I'm starting to understand ICT stuff. So if you're here based on how much time I've put in, or you want me to validate myself, I won't do it. So just so you know, we're here to just build a community of people that enjoy ICT stuff. If you like what we're doing, subscribe, hit the like button. If you don't like it, there's plenty of people out there that are trading live that might match your trading style if that's what you're after. But none of us are here peacocking or trying to prove our stuff's better than anyone else's. We're a HINDSIGHT. We accept everybody, and we're all about love and peace, man. We're all here to help each other out. Micros, yeah, I agree. You know, this whole one lot wonder here, you know, minimum trading minimum one lot per contract. Like one contract is a minimum I can trade, especially on my prop firm account. There's I can only do one at a time. I can't do at least 0.5s. So you got to kind of risk big initially. That's probably where they knock a lot of people out. And I agree, micros are much, they help your cortisol levels to stay maintained, I think. I'm finally breaking that. So that silver bullet entry we talked about on the lower time frame. Where was that lower time frame? We see there was nothing here. Michael says it can happen on the 30-second chart. There's your 30-second one right there. You came back in, nice fill, and we're gone. We called that one. We were looking for on the 5-second chart. There's the consolidation break, impulse leg up, come back inside that consolidation for continuation. Ideally, you'd want to see it break above these equal highs here. So you break up above equal highs, come back to them, find support. That's another way to get in there. We have if you're waiting for your silver bullet entry, there's a silver bullet entry there. You're looking for those highs. If you're looking for a quick exit, there's 20. There is 10 handles right there. If you're looking for a 10 handle hit, you got it. You have another impulse leg above, come back inside to the old high, inside a fair value gap, and we're looking for further break up. So I want to see this eat through here now. So we might get a couple of bangs off of here, come back down. But I want to see this fair value gap give way, become an inversion fair value gap, and continue pushing for higher prices. Can you suggest me ICT strategy which gives decent win rate for Forex? My friend, if you're looking for a get-rich-quick strategy that works, ICT's got lots of strategies you can use, but if you want to try and get rich quick, the best way to, it's just not going to get done that way. You got to actually study his stuff, put the time in and study it. Silver bullet entries, if you're looking for a quick, easy to trade setup, wait for that silver bullet entry at 10 o'clock, go for your 10 handles, and over time you'll start to accumulate wealth if you manage properly. But go and study all his core content. Don't go buying it from somebody else. Study the core content. And then there's many setups that you can have that can generate you money consistently. All this stuff is algorithmic. Doesn't matter whether you're trading on a commodity. I'm in a commodity over here. I'll show you a commodity. I'm in this commodity. I'm shorting corn. That's a commodity. I'm shorting that. That's up $225. So you've got to understand that this is algorithmic, and it doesn't matter whether you trade on stocks or whether you trade on futures, whether you trade anywhere. All this stuff is algorithmic. So whether it's Forex is more easily manipulated. That's why we're in the NASDAQ. It's not as easy, as Michael calls it, it's more of the gentleman's trading. There's not as much manipulation that goes on here. Forex, there's tons, especially if you're using a trader like a MT5 or MT4 is even archaic if you're still using that old system. Heavily manipulated stuff. Their brokers open up their spreads and can take you out quite easily in Forex. So you're in a harder market for sure. I'll agree, Derek. Best way to get rich quick is a lot of overtime on your job. When you study all of Michael's content, you come up with your own way to look at the market, your own strategies to fit your own personality. It's so true. That is so true. My advice is there's no get rich quick. There isn't. If there was, man, I would have got it. But you got to put the time, the effort, and study. If you don't want to do it, then you're wasting your time. You're gambling. Look at this. We can all clap. I should clap, 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 clap. I don't have a little clap icon, do I? Do I have a clap icon? I might have a little clap icon. Do I have a little clappy? I'll wave. I'll just wave at people. Yay. Hello, everybody. We're at 15. Yay. Yeah, well, we had 15 people, so that was a new record for us. We had 13 people pop in and had a little hello. See what we're up to. I love it. I like to wrestle bears, so my strategy allows me to enter at the 5 second. That Larson's pretty awesome, man. I tell you, he can wrestle bears, alligators, doesn't matter. This is that classic, don't suck up your stop loss too quick. Can come back and revisit you. We're still inside that guy. I want that guy to break away and start climbing up above it now. Yeah, I couldn't clap, so I just waved instead. Off grid, how's it going, buddy? Ultimate tips for watching his content. Play the video at 2 times speed. He spent 2 weeks of studying ICT and writing notes. Long way to go. Yeah. I love your simplicity. Which trading platform are you using? I'm using TradingView with ThetaWaveTrader with my Top Step firm, and I also have Fivers as well. I'm not a big fan. You know, I appreciate what you're saying there, Lee. If you can focus on 2 times his speed and listen to Michael's stuff at 2 times regular speed and make notes of that, that's great. I can't. I have to play it 2 times, not at 2 times speed. I have to go back and do it 2, 3, 4 times, because sometimes he'll say a little nugget. He'll go on a rant. Back in the day, he used to go on a big rant, and then he'd leave a little nugget of information in the middle of a rant somewhere. So you got to put the time in. It's like anything. It's like the old samurai guys, right? They didn't do it at 2 times speed. They did, you know, I was going to say Bruce Willis. It was Bruce Lee that used to say, you know, he was more afraid of a man who would practice one punch 10,000 times than a man who practiced 10,000 maneuvers once, right? So doing it at twice the speed without finding the accuracy, if you're good at it, man, I'm not shooting down your method. I just say that doesn't work for me, just because I can't do anything at 2 times speed. I have to kind of really focus and go back over and over and over. I got one friend of mine who's been through this Michael's core content 4 times because he believes he learns better by going through it 4 times, and he's always learning something new. So if you're into learning Michael's stuff, absolutely go to his core content and study it. If it's 2 times speed works for you, you've got a gift, man. You've got a gift. He did that in spaces as rambled and then dropped diamond in it. Yeah, that's exactly, hey? You just got to sit there and endure the stuff. And sometimes this tinfoil hat stuff it's quite interesting to listen to. You know, for me, he's obviously waiting for something to happen. And when we were trading live with him, like he was doing with me what I'm doing with you guys. Not that I'm Michael, but I'm just saying there's a similarity here. And he used to go on these little rants and spend a ton of time there, and then something would happen in the charts and he'd drop a little nugget of information. And we do this 2 times a day. We do it in a London session or a New York session. He'd say, okay, we're going to meet up tonight, so 1 o'clock in the morning Canada time, or 2 in the morning for me. I'd be up and Mike will be on in London, and he'd say, oh, no, it doesn't look good. You'd go, great, we could all go back to bed. He was doing it live, and the video core content, you've got straight material. You got all the material there. We had to go through the material. We had to wait for the next session to come out. And we just kept listening and listening and listening. And people would be throwing a million questions at him, throwing him off. That's why he ended up getting away from the whole live thing, because those streaming questions on the sidelines used to drive him nuts, and he just couldn't handle it, which is fair enough. If he's OCD or ADHD. Any Telegram group? Yeah, I'm on Telegram. I don't have a Telegram group for this. I have a Skype group. I have my own, it's called the Breakfast Club. So you get invite to the Breakfast Club. Or you pop in and we share stuff throughout the day. It's an open channel, so you can share ideas and stuff on there 24 hours a day if you want. And we've been up at 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and share this stuff. So I tried scaling in on the 1 second chart and out, but could have scaled in on the time frame, on that time frame though. PA not allowing it to on a higher time frame. That's awesome. Good morning, Greg. That's excellent. So we're looking for these highs here. I'm still looking for that to get taken out. This is just that little waft back at 10:30 that likes to take out these lows that form around the first half hour. Now, are we going to come back and take that out at 10, 11:30? Having a mature, we could laugh at it now. Oh, I'll have to click on that a little bit later there, Lori. Let's see what it got. Tell me about yourself, TGFX. What's your story? Where'd you learn ICT stuff? Now we can start running up here. I have another 25 minutes with you, and I'm going to go spend time with my family. I'm going to try and keep my trading time down during the Christmas season. Today's been a really good day. I've recaptured all the losses that I've taken. We're up. Funded accounts or funding evaluations are getting closer every day. This is good. 10:30 run. Now I like to see these run blast through that sucker right there. We're just inside this order block again now. I want to see that one give way because that's the breaker. So we could come back into here. It'd be really nice if it just tap that or the body and then leave. From Nigeria, and I've been trading for the past year. Many prop firms, but ended up messing the live account, so I decided to take off time. and learn ICT concepts. Good idea, man. Good idea. So there's the tap on the top. Now you want to see that leave. Order block. Go away. Should we do the candle whisperer today? The candle whisperer. Go away. Go higher. Happened again. Took the low but not the high. Generated liquidity. Tagged it and ran. Yeah, that's the and we're just on a 30-second chart here, right? 30 seconds order block, come back, tag. So this is basically the order block. So you got this big order block and that little guy. We came up, we hit that guy, reacted off of him, come back to this order block, which is your PD array, even though it's not discount, PD array, run above. Finally we start to pop up above here. So now we've cleaned out the highs. So this guy becomes the important candle now. Does this hold price, and does that fair value gap hold price? We just dip down inside it for a run above. So if you watch how PD arrays work, we can call it on a whatever we see on a 30-second chart. The same things happen on a monthly chart. Same thing, but a hell of a lot slower, right? So watch, this is the thing you got to really spend your time, those of you who are just starting out in this stuff, you really got to spend your time studying price action and calling and spend time, and I'll share this with some of you as well. I go over here like this. When I study, I go here and I just click over here one candle at a time. If I'm not live, I'll go on my days off on a Saturday or a Sunday, I will go in here and I will practice each candle. Where's that candle going to go? Where is it validated? The order block before, what PD arrays are above, below, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff that you learn when you actually study Michael stuff. And I click through this and I practice where it's going to go. Over and over and over again. That's got you. And that's what works for me. And I'm not telling you all you have to do that. See here, did you hear that? I sounded American there for a second. Y'all. I said y'all. I don't know where that came from. Y'all should be practicing every day. Every day you should be in these here charts and practicing, y'all. Does that make sense? That's like physical training for the traders. Train those eyes. Yep. I agree. And this, you'll truly, if you're kind of dedicated. Now, I've been doing this for 7 years, and I don't even consider myself anywhere near good enough for this yet. But I can be a break-even trader, or you can start thinking about yourself as being better and better and better all the time. Don't beat yourself up over losses. Celebrate anything new that you learn. There's no such thing as failure, people. Only feedback. It's only feedback. There's no failure. You don't even fail in school. And this whole crap about, you know, I got an A or a B. We assign a value to your intent. We assign a letter value or a number value to the quality of your dedication to the material. Ugh, I hate that crap. Such an old archaic way of thinking. There's no failure. What did you get from it? Did you learn something from it? And move forward. If you didn't, if you learned something, you think, oh, I could do that better next time. Just go think about the process that you use in emergency services. When I have a student with me and a student makes a mistake. Now, clearly, if I'm watching somebody having a heart attack and I'm going to let my student work on him, I'm not going to, if you screw this up, he's dead. We're obviously looking out for the patient as well. But whenever you're kind of studying, if a student's going to make a mistake, I'll always say, talk out what it is you want to do. And you will hear me say, well, I'm looking at this candle. I want it to come back to here, and I want to see it bounce off of there, and I want to see it go to a certain spot there. If it doesn't do that, then I talk out why it went wrong. And when my students make mistakes, I go, all right, what was the decision? Not why did you make the mistake? It was, what were you thinking just before you made the decision to make the mistake? Because sometimes if you overthink the process, you end up, it's the process that you're using to identify a problem versus always going, why do I keep making the same damn mistake all the time? Well, think about the process you take just before you make the decision. Do you act on chasing price? Do you react based on a feeling? Or are you actually looking at the chart and saying, I'm looking for that spot right there, and if I get it, I'm in. If I don't care. I'm out. I'll wait. Lauriston's awesome at that, and so is Derek. He looks for his key entry point, and he waits and waits. Me, I'm still much impulsive. Like, this is where I got in. And then I called this. So, impulsive, still impulsive. As soon as I saw this, I thought, I'm in before 10 o'clock, you numbskull. Wait for the 10 o'clock run. And there's your 10 o'clock run. Runs the lows out at 10. Look for that consolidation, which was what Lauriston looks for. Impulse leg back to the consolidation. The 10:30 run on those people who are trailing their stops up really tight. And we're still, see how the wicks are just poking up. The bodies are respecting that fair value gap right here. It's not inversion yet. We want it to get above it and create inversion. Anyway, that's my little bit of rambling this morning. Took the low but not the high. Generated liquidity, price action. Physical trading for your eyes. I just want to take time and learn because I believe you need to learn before you can earn. Got that right. There we go. That's what we want to see. See that body getting through there? If that body holds now, that's a good sign. And this is just for me. There, body's through it. Now we see that reaction off the top of it. I like that precision. So when you start to see this, you start to go, our inversion fair value gaps are now going to provide support. Now, it could come all the way back down and tag the bottom of it again, right? We have a little consolidation happening here on the 30-second chart. Go back to your 5-second chart. Let's see what's going on here so you guys can see price action on a takeout of low. Impulse. We have a big swing back through this fair value gap. So we have fair value gap, fair value gap. Remember, Michael talks about these island reversals. You got this little guy in between, or a little cluster of them in between with fair value gaps on either side. Come back inside. There's a little tiny guy there. Come back inside. Inversion. Once you get above it, inversion fair value gap on this side. You're back into it. Start to run up. Look for higher time frame. Look for higher PD arrays. So if this is your big PD array here, or your range, look for, if you're trying to catch really quick trades, you want to get out at these PD arrays that are in the premium portion. So if you're in the discount array, aim for a premium array. Then start aiming for higher and higher stuff as you get better. But really look at the range that you're in. If you're in a discount and it's buying off of a recent swing at a time of day where you expect something like that to happen, then just say, what's my PD array that is above in the premium portion of the range I'm in? Aim for that. Take some profits, and if it takes off on you, don't beat yourself up. Celebrate that you were correct, that you got that out, you nailed your first objective. And your eyes have to go here. You don't want to be jumping to 10 PD arrays above you unless you know what it is you're looking for. You really have to focus on, that's the one I'm after right there. And the moment it pops above it, you go, great. Now, is there a body above that? Can I get support of that? Now, what's my next PD array? There's a bunch of chunk down there for 5 seconds. 1 minute. Question here is regarding the order block. Okay, a question here regarding the order block. A validated order block shall generate fair value gap, then retest the fair value gap. Might fill it half or of it or return to the order block mean threshold. Which entry would you take? Well, here's a bot. I was kind of building a bot idea based on this. If you have a fair value gap, for example, your question here, Lee, if this is the fair value gap you're aiming for, so before you get back into this order block and the mean threshold of this order block, now that you've broken the high right there, you break that high and you come back to it. So if we don't actually tag it, then you have multiple PD arrays. The top one is the fair value gap that's created here. So you have the high, the consequent encroachment, and then you have the bottom. You also have the high, the open, and the mean threshold of this order block. So when you return, there's several different ways to trade it. One is if you're sure that that's where price is going to go, and again, there's an inversion fair value gap here, so that would really help to support price if it just dipped into here for me. But if it does run back in there, you say, I'm going to put low leverage. So think about this. If I have a 1% on my account that I want to trade, if you can trade partials, you go 0.25, 0.5, and 1. Let's say that adds up to 1% of your account if you want to total trade it. Stop loss goes down here. Make sure you calculate the distance between your stop loss and your entry points and make sure that still meets the criteria for minimum 1% of your account. So calculate that differences, and then low, medium, higher leverage closest to your stop loss. That's how I look at it anyway. And mean threshold, I don't put heavy leverage in a mean threshold unless it's just a one-time trade and I'm pretty sure that that threshold's going to hold. Then I'll put my leverage, maximum leverage there at 1% and the stop loss below the low, if that helps you. So that's coming back into that order block or that fair value gap we mentioned. So there's the high. That's the consequent encroachment. It just bounced off of it right there. So if it leaves from there, you got a low and a medium leverage trade. Of your 1% you were looking for, you probably have just over half of your trade entered in there. If you look at the range you're just in, (62% puts you right near the fill of that fair value gap. Body, 62% to react off that. See how it taps it and there's still a reaction off of it? not just random tapping. That's tapping off of a 62% retracement inside a fair value gap. So if you're looking for a retracement and a place to get in, there's a place on a 62% retracement inside of a discount range, inside this range here that we just created from there to there. Sorry, right there. It retraces to 62% inside a fair value gap we mentioned. Now, if you want to get your 10 handles, that's 28 right there at 62. It just needs to get to that candle's low or open, and you got 10 handles. There. That would be a PD array. If you're just starting out, you got in there, a chunk out there on that order block, then the body, then the threshold. You want those to lose price if you want that to go up. And you want this mean threshold of this order block to hold price, and that will be right around 70% optimum trade entry. If it doesn't, and it goes down here, and that's where your stop loss is, then you're out. That's simple. Wait for your next setup. You're not going to win them all. There's your mean threshold. I'm going to wait for I think they're going to take these lows. We might come back in here one more time. You could pyramid across 3 points, absolutely. But again, you're still, if you're pyramiding, make sure you're still keeping your 1% or maximum 2%. When you start getting better, start risking higher percentages. If not, if you just want to beat your prop firm, then, and the reason I got out of this trade right here now is I'm below a body, gets below here, and I don't like that. So I'm out, I get out on that, something like that. And that's just my own little rule that I use, that if a body breaks this, I want this to be an inversion fair value gap on the upside, not an inversion fair value gap on the downside. As you can see here, it broke there, and then I got out, so, and it can continue coming down. Another rule you need to learn, and again, like Laurie said, you develop your own style, your own way of looking at the charts. And if you see your rule is broken, you get the hell out. Follow your rules, man. It doesn't have to be Michael's rules, as long as it's your rule. And it works for you, stick to it. These guys that you're with here have some amazing skill sets. So we got into the rejection block with that candle. So back to that order block. Body reacting off of it. See how the body here, we go down, come back up, tag the wick. We come through the wick, hit the body. Are we going to blow through the threshold and start running these highs? Now it's because of this consolidation. I want to see something more tangible to get a hold of. What am my guys saying here? Another model I use, but higher probability after the impulse legs, taking major liquidity entered on the 5-second after sell side. Took liquidity, then ran up, yeah. Liquidity generated, yeah. Not taking the sell side. Yeah. I like that, Lori. And is that on the 5-second or 15-second chart? Okay. I like it. Yeah, I love your entries, man. You got some solid stuff there. Solid stuff. So, fair value gap. See that? Fair value gap is formed. $62%, 50%. Couple more minutes, and you guys can continue on your Skype channel, have a little chat with each other if you like. You can stream with one another on there if you like. I'll leave the channel open, and you guys can, if you want to stream back and forth and share some ideas with one another, you're more than welcome to do that. This was a feel-good day. We've got some that account's up 7% since we opened it last month. That's better than the bank could pay you. If you're interested in joining the group, let me, I will post the channel here. Stand by. I will same rules apply in the Breakfast Club. If there's any disrespecting each other in there, I'll be punting you. It's a really great group of people in here right now, and I don't want to disrupt anything to do with these guys. So if you're coming into the Breakfast Club, you're welcome. Anybody is welcome. But again, please be respectful. And we're here to learn and pass new knowledge on to one another and help each other out. So don't be afraid to help out your fellow traders as well. So here's the link. Yeah, if you like it, hit subscribe, and hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much for tuning in, and still looking for that higher time frame objective. I like this. I'm going to leave this one in long now for the rest of the day. It's just a demo account. And lunchtime we could take out these lows at lunch, come back into this order block down here. But I'm still looking for that higher time frame objective. And that'll be it. We'll talk about this trade tomorrow if it pans out. If not, I'm just going to pretend like it never happened. But thanks for popping in, anybody. And it was good to see a big chunk of people pop in today. We had a new record for number of viewers at one time, which was 15, I think it was. So it's nice that we're getting the word out there, helping people out. It's Christmas season, and I know some of you people from different parts of the world may not believe in a Christian kind of seasonal holiday, but I'm not religious, but I do believe in times for sharing and giving, and this just seems to be a season that a large population of the world likes to support each other in seasons like this. So I fully support people caring and sharing and loving each other out there. It's a rough world. We're all in it together. We're all in this, on this little blue marble, spinning around in the universe. We're on the same journey together. We all end up in the same place. So take care of each other out there, and I will see you guys tomorrow, bright and early. Love you all, and have a great day. Be safe out there, guys.